Est, what's Burnham's first week been like?
It has been absolutely shambolic, one cock-up after another. The issue really with Starmer, how he was forced out at the end, really was about sleaze and it was about cronyism. Well, Andy Burnham has brought that back, convicted fraudster. He's brought sleaze, he's brought cronyism, and now he's brought hypocrisy into the centre of government.
Andy Burnham, Est, wasted absolutely no time in purging Starmer loyalists.
Yes, and this, again, is going to come back and haunt him. I've been through a lot of reshuffles, but nothing like this. This was an embarrassment. He has already planted the seeds of his downfall.
The unvarnished truth behind Britain's sudden power shift. Welcome back to Britain Underneath, where we strip away the polished public relations and inspect the raw structure of power in this country. Let us dive right into what is truly unfolding inside the corridors of Westminster. When a new leader steps into Downing Street, the official narrative always promises a clean slate, fresh hope, and a steady hand. But if you look just beneath the surface of this latest political upheaval, the machinery is grinding far less smoothly than the television broadcasts would have you believe. We are watching the 7th Prime Minister take charge in a single decade, a speed of turnover that says far more about systemic fragility than it does about individual ambition. Before we analyse the tactical errors already piling up, take a brief breath to hit that subscribe button right now for Britain Underneath. It genuinely helps support independent political analysis, keeps this channel growing, and ensures you stay informed with sharp, unfiltered perspectives as these stories break. The initial days of any fresh administration set the operational standard. Yet what we have witnessed over the past week feels less like a grand political reset and more like an exercise in rapid crisis management.
Urge of those loyal to the last leader.
We're streeting. Can the party unite in this cabinet? Isn't it a vicious cull of Starmer allies, sir? Angela Rayner, can the party stay united under Andy Burnham? Is it a nest of singing birds, sir? Johnny Reynolds, can the party remain united, sir?
Some of the old guard who called for Starmer to go themselves stayed, joined in the Downing Street gardens by the Burnham backers who got their man here. Burnham convening his very first cabinet.
Can I just say, I expect this every meeting.
At the height of his power and with a very clear message.
We need to be a cost of living government. Life's hard out there, isn't it, at the moment?
Burnham using his first full day in office to make a down payment on his pledge to give people a bit more breathing space, with a cut to VAT on energy bills from October the 1st, saving you £45 a year and costing the government £850 million.
We've made a start today. We made the announcement about removing VAT from household electricity bills. It's not everything, but it shows our determination to do something about people's living standards, and it kind of points the way for further measures that we hope to take that pressure off people. But also it comes with reprioritisation, and you'll have seen what I've said about digital ID.
Burnham dropping plans for new ID cards to pay for cuts to energy bills, whilst seeking to reassure the markets his more left-wing government will maintain fiscal discipline.
We've got to show that our commitment to the fiscal rules is real, and we're prepared to make difficult decisions in relation to that.
But for all the smiles in the cabinet room, the Labour Party not a nest of singing birds. Burnham's first major policy announcement already facing soundings off, as former Chief Secretary to the PM and architect of the Digital ID programme, Darren Jones, tweeted the scheme was unfunded and that the government will have to set out how it will pay for its new policies at the budget. Payback perhaps for the purge, Harriet Harman unimpressed.
I need to speak to my colleagues who've been sacked from the cabinet and just say, nobody wants to hear bitterness and resentment, and everybody wants this new regime to succeed, and that's for the good of the country and for the good of the party.
Consider the mechanics of the recent cabinet reshuffle. In theory, a prime ministerial reshuffle is meant to be a precise, disciplined demonstration of authority. Instead, delay, conflicting briefings, and internal friction played out in real time across the news networks. Key figures were moved, loyalists were sidelined, and rival factions were given sweeping portfolios simply to keep the peace. When an administration begins by compromising its core team to appease internal opposition, it surrenders leverage before the first major legislative battle has even begun. Then comes the issue of policy delivery. High-profile announcements regarding energy bill relief, public transport fare caps, and business rate adjustments sound appealing when delivered from a podium.
Burnham has made much of ending factionalism and bringing the Labour Party back together. But his cabinet picks were anything but, with 11 Starmer loyalists purged from the top table and another couple only hanging on by their fingertips. This may have been a bloodless coup, but this reshuffle was vicious, and some of the bad blood spilled was on show today. After talking a good game on unity, Burnham's first act failed to follow through.
The next act is getting on with the job and cutting the cost of living. This is something Starmer promised too, but failed to land. Burnham wants his new team to succeed, but his reshuffle may well make that a harder task. Beth Rigby, Sky News, Westminster.
But in government, every promise eventually meets the harsh reality of the Treasury ledger. Opponents and backbench critics have already pointed out that several of these early headlines rely on optimistic revenue assumptions and existing fiscal headroom that may simply not exist. Proposing quick relief measures without a fully secured funding mechanism creates immediate vulnerability. It leaves an administration open to damaging broadsides, not just from political rivals, but from the very financial markets that demand absolute fiscal clarity. If you are finding this breakdown insightful, please take a second to subscribe to Britain Underneath, like the video, and help us bring you more in-depth coverage of UK political affairs. The friction is not limited to fiscal strategy. It extends directly to parliamentary discipline. Recent incidents involving candid, off-guard remarks by senior cabinet members have highlighted a clear lack of media control within the top ranks. Rather than projecting unified authority, the government was forced into damage control mode, issuing public reprimands and ordering policy reviews on the hoof. When a government responds to political pressure by promising swift statutory reviews, rather than standing firm or executing immediate executive action, it projects hesitation. In politics, hesitation is immediately interpreted as weakness.
To do more for themselves. And it's also about getting the whole country facing the same way and then pulling in the same direction. That, I think, is what Number 10 North can achieve. It's felt a little at times that local government's just been a bit forgotten and places aren't able to do what they want to do. But then at the sort of city level or the regional level, sometimes it's felt like an argument with people in the centre of government and people having a to and fro all of the time. Just imagine if we were all working together as one team, pulling the same way and making the change happen for people and places. I think we can do that. In fact, I feel we've got to do that. If we want to take Britain from where it is right now, and I think we all have a feeling that it's not fully where it should be right now, if we want to get it back to where it should be, it's got to be about that one team feeling. That all of the places around the UK, in all of our regions, in all of our nations, because Number 10 North is as much for Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland as it is for the regions of England. If we get that feeling, then I think so much is possible that doesn't feel possible right now. And we can really get the energy flowing right around the country. I'm really pleased, and he's hiding, but maybe he should come and join me if he doesn't mind. I'm really pleased that our new Chancellor of the Exchequer is here today. John, are you blending in today, or are you... I know it sounds like it was woe is me, we've had such a hard week, but we were in a pub together yesterday, weren't we? Rating pub snacks, which didn't look like quite hard work. But it's brilliant that you're here, John. And
Power in Westminster does not vanish when a former administration falls. It merely redistributes itself onto the backbenches. Displaced ministers, experienced former officers, and sidelined party stalwarts now sit behind the Treasury bench, armed with intimate knowledge of department secrets and policy vulnerabilities. A Prime Minister who creates powerful internal enemies while attempting to project popular appeal faces a constant threat of backbench rebellion. Slogans about unity and local empowerment sound noble, but without a unified parliamentary party, even the most ambitious 10-year plan can stall at the first committee stage. We are watching a high-stakes political experiment play out in real time. Can broad, populist rhetoric overcome the strict realities of public finance and internal party dissent? Or are we witnessing the early stages of another brief, troubled tenure? Stay informed, stay critical, and keep watching as this situation unfolds. Make sure to subscribe to Britain Underneath right now so you never miss our deep dives into British politics, and stay tuned for our upcoming videos.